Greetings. Name between us. So this is Groundhog Day. It's going to be in about 20 minutes. So I figure I connect to the time warping, time traveling groundhog and see what we can get from the future. So basically like a future connection. We'll just kind of leave that open wherever it needs to go. Notice the background is up. It is a little bit off tilted a little bit. It is a cat-free zone for the moment. And also we're going to the mother of the universe. So I did the mother of the matrix. That was different. So the mother of the universe came through. There's a lot of mothers out there. Without going into detail, because I'm going to kind of see how far I can, well, there are things we can tap into in that consciousness. It's different. Obviously, it's not going to work with everybody, but doesn't matter. It's weird. And that's what matters. But hopefully it's helpful in the same time. I connect to some of our energy, but the groundhog energy, that might just be for humor. We'll just see. That might just be a funny thing. We'll see where that goes. Let's have fun with that one. So time warp, energy time warp came through, but you can say time ward also. A time traveling groundhog. So I mean, the movie Groundhog Day, you can say Bill Murray was kind of like a groundhog himself, you could say, if you really want to go into that. If you're ready to go on that level, you can go to all kinds of places with that. We're not going to do that right now. I haven't talked to coming at prep sessions. Yeah, the schedule right here. We have the shop. I'm on the 20th. I'm getting there. I'm there. I'm almost there. Same situation here. Webinar sign up. Social networking behind the scenes. So here we go to the wild bull yonder. Okay, all right. Blessings. Here we go. Greetings. You say a groundhog from the future in some sense of the word. As animals are very connected to, we are people too in other realities. There are deer people, just a human deer, of course. That's going to take some time to get used to, at least for your collective. This is, you can say, your awakening, yes, might be so bizarre. You can only go so far. I mean, some are just going to, okay, I can't go any further with this. But some of you would just go to exactly as strange as it can get, which does help a lot of us, but you go at your own pace. Yes, there are pig realities. There are the ostrich people. Those are a little bit bizarre. Ostriches may be the most aggressive beings on the planet, or the universe for that matter. Maybe not the universe, but they can be quite. They can be, they think they're like models. They think technically they are. They're extremely attractive and also very self-obsessive. They just like their space. Some of you have parents that are ostrich people. They don't even know it. If they look like a bird person, that kind of gives you an idea. So as a groundhog being as a future is similar to like a time traveling rabbit. What can we do for you? Well, we give you insight into the reality that you're connected to. time traveling realities, which are many. Yes, an animal can be a time traveling being. You can just get a regular animal, cat or dog, bunny, rabbit, from the from the pet store, and all of a sudden you feel like a reality is not the same anymore. All of a sudden you feel very different. It's rare to find a time traveling animal. I mean, every animal is multi-dimensional. They all have their different talents. But yeah, they can stop time. You can feel like you've had a lot of lost time. It can get very, very strange. Those animals do exist. There's not many of them, but they do exist. Every animal has their own talents, of course, to unlock. A lot of them are just clearing out the vibrations, yes, from your recent world wars. Some animals are clearing out the 60s within people. The era of the 60s. The 70s, not so bad. The 60s seems to be causing a lot of people some difficulties. Of course, those of you that were born then, even if you weren't born at that time, it doesn't mean you're not clearing that time period, because that was a rough time period for a lot of people. So yeah, somebody might just incarnate just to clear out the 60s. Like, what am I doing here? But yeah, I might have this fascination with the 1960s, JFK. That was a time of the world would have been a very different place if it went. It's one of the most chaotic times of your world history is the 60s. You can say they wanted to destroy the world, at least partially. I mean, you just go by the history that you know, and that's enough. That's all you need to know. The 50s, yes, they were trying to push the level of world domination, destruction, but really the 60s they were ready to pull it all together. You see the drills for the being afraid of nuclear holocaust and things like that. That was very real. Doesn't mean it was going to happen, but there are timelines they got close. So you wonder why you're here. What era are you clearing? Some of you, obviously, there's not many people here from the 1920s still. Well, obviously, an incarnation there, but some of you are clearing out those timelines also. Some of you are bringing those timelines back, at least the knowledge that is needed. The depth, the human knowledge. It's not the easiest time for you to bring back at this time. Your current world, yes, the cancel culture. Yes, there's an archon frequency that's here. It is clear. You are seeing a timeline being cleansed. You can see it's being locked out. You can say they're literally doing spring cleaning. So this whole cancel culture is to get others to speak. It's like, oh, we don't need you in this timeline anymore. We don't need you. We don't need you. We don't need this anymore. It's true. It truly is a timeline cleansing, not of what you might be used to. So yeah, it's deep. You wonder why all these things are happening. Most likely this will go on for, well, not forever, but behind at least 10 years. Not constantly like it is now. It will die down, but it'll still go on. Because they're literally here to bring you into the next level of your direction. So those are getting canceled. They're just there's levels where they could just stay in the limelight, but yeah, they're still here, but it allows new energies to come in. Not that we're here to cancel anybody, but it's just new vibrations are slowly coming in. Is it a good vibration or not? So it's for you to decide on that one. It shows you a timeline change. You're seeing it right in front of you. How you take it and how you understand it, it's a whole nother thing, if you even care at all. It seems like it's not going away anytime soon. But for our vibrations, time traveling animals. You can have a time traveling bird. Some birds can be princesses and queens and things like that. Some are dominated. Some eagles have dominated other planets. You can see that in their eyes. They might just be bird beings, but it's like Did you do other things on other planets? Because it looks like you're doing something here, but you'd be surprised. Some of these animal worlds will come to you very clearly. Whatever you want to see. Yes, a kangaroo world. Obviously, men are not ready for that on a global scale, which is unfortunate. The world is not ready to show its true cartoon self. Well, it's not ready to see. It's more you're looking for a high vibrational world to see your animal side. The rhino is a part of it. Of course, all animals are involved. To allow that side to start to get because you become more of a the world goes into a higher frequency. It becomes more cartoon like. Some of you have had dreams like that. We feel like you're in a cartoon because of higher frequency, and a physical world can't handle something like that. Yes, it has to get very strange for it to move to higher dimensions. That's one level of it, of how you are connected to these animal beings. You already see people here that look like fish beings. Some people here look like octopus beings. That's all how you see it, though. Not everybody can see it. There are also some octopus fish. I mean, trees. Well, there's fish too, but trees. Some trees are like octopuses because their branches are all over the place. It's a big octopus tree. So, those things. Rings. I mean, the consciousness, one of the consciousness, one of the energies of the universe. We can say one of the mothers of the universe is not one particular mother. There are many that are here to take care of human life and all life, but some beings are here to watch out for the human, yes, to care for it, to not manage it, but to just for all life to have its place in the universe. However, it was created, all creations are accepted. And you are understanding that, but obviously, viewpoints are difficult more because there are some that there are currently minds, their agendas to keep you from knowing more about yourselves. As you see with the drama that's here on the planet, to slow things down. Some of you are speeding things up quite a bit. Connect to these alien ships. When you connect to an alien ship, when you truly connect to it, you're speeding up your vibration. And you're on that ship also, usually. Nothing you don't know already. And that's not normal. I mean, when you become conscious of it, first off, you notice the ship. So that says something right now. Most likely, not all cases, but a lot of cases, there's another aspect of you on that ship in some form or another. You might be the AI of the ship. You might be the ship itself. You might be a being, an animal being, whatever it might be. They don't go into too much detail because it can be very heavy to give you too much detail of your alien connections. It makes you question why you're here, as you know. Questioning your whole existence here. This world needs because you're connected to alien energies that helps your incarnation here. Obviously, being here doesn't make it easier, but the earth is asking for your connections. You wouldn't be here. You're here for a reason. Just with your curiosity for alien connections, that is helping healing the world. It's not the easiest healing, as you can say. Being yourself here with those alien connections is not easy, as you know. We don't have to tell you that. It's probably one of the more difficult incarnate. Obviously, there's always more difficult, but feeling like you belong somewhere else. But because you belong somewhere else, what you feel, you're bringing that other place here. So if you're connected to the Pleiadians, the Syrians, Arcturians, you're bringing those worlds here more than you might realize. And it can make you extremely homesick, but this world rejects the vibrations, maybe verbally, physically, but vibrationally, it does not. It does accept it. Now, does it like it or not? It's adjusting. It's adjusting to all the vibrations that you're bringing here. So yes, humans here are doing the cancel cultures or the discovering themselves. It's you're going to go into another renaissance of culture. Not yet, but well, you are going through a version of it, but there's going to be major ones where, as you saw with technology, technology changed your reality. You see in the past, clothing, the '70s, bell bottoms and things of that kind. The music has kind of taken a step back. It's still prominent, but still not as strong as it used to be. It's yeah, humanity right now in this world has a bit of an identity crisis. It's not that it's lost its style, but it's just not as fluctuant as it used to be, as has in the past. It's a transition, a very heavy one, as you can see. As a mother of the universe, or a caretaker, you can say. There's many caretakers. There's caretakers of Pleiades. All planets have caretakers, so just taking care. Yes, you have a Mother Earth, but there's other beings there to take care of Mother Earth, as you can see. Of course, they incarnate here as different beings, bugs, insect beings, as you already know, and shifting the vibration. Many of you come from the future. That's another difficulty we have here, where you can see the future of this Earth very clearly at a higher dimensional, but you're here in this modern world. It's like, I know it can be so much different right now, but you are once again bringing that future here. It just, some are having difficulties with it. It's yes, some of it is reptilian. It's not all reptilian, but there are reptilian mindsets that are here of the old world. The old world has not been fully healed, obviously, because they have the ruins of the earth of the past, and it's not fully understood. You can connect the energies, but you feel blockages. So those blockages are slowly being healed, but not completely. Like Rome is, yes, became a city of ruin, but its vibration, its echo is still throughout the world. What we do see the possibility when your world's ready is to clear out those ruins. Well, you kind of need something new, but something new that's better. Of course, that's up to your society. Because the old ruins have old vibrations, old mindset. So it doesn't mean you have to get rid of Egypt. There's a lot there that needs to be unlocked, actually. But Rome, there is good parts of Rome. There's also a lot of negativity, as you can see. It's an echo of the past. So it's creating Roman-like societies here. And you're actually bringing in a lot of Greek society here through your spiritual development. Obviously, it's not the easiest. But there is some Greek vibrations here. And a lot of the ancient Greeks were a higher dimension. A lot of that's been lost also. But you're slowly remembering. Yes, remember the past that works for you. Obviously, the controllers of this reality, secret societies, they rewrite history on a daily basis. As long as it fits their modern agenda. They don't care about the history of the world. Some do, but most don't, because they want to fill their needs here now. And obviously, many of you here to shut down those needs by bringing alternative history. So the history that you're seeing, that you're talking about, the one that you connect with, not the one that's in the history books, the earth feels that vibration. You're here to bring the truth back of your history so others can remember it. Atlantis, Lemuria, cities that was here before then, Tartaria. You're bringing all those timelines back so they can't be forgotten. So you wonder what you're here for. Yes, and this is deep. The world's okay with it, but obviously those with agendas are not. It is kind of like a game. It's very complicated, as you can see. Well, yes, the human race is obviously going through a great deal of a heartache. Well, it's brought down for a reason. So these agendas, it's beaten down so that the agendas can erase history, as they've had done throughout history, of course. But the energies of the universe is always watching. The universe has these problems too. There are other planets that have difficulties, that have lost their past. It's like when you reconnect to the past that works for your planet, the future becomes more clear. Doesn't mean you have to know everything of the past. But the more you understand the past, the past that you're connected to, the future, just your whole life. Yes, you're answering the question about yourselves. To do that is just to continue to be curious. And yeah, it's a maze. Everyone's been shut down, as you can see, not completely, of course, but you're here to string yourselves to each other, to reactivate each other. And it hasn't been the easiest, of course, with others with agendas. And yes, and they get in those groups and they shut down others very easily. So there's another energy here. Greetings. We are the Elohim. Yes, the knowledge of the reptilian, as you can see, is here. They have, yes, conquered other worlds and came to yours to, yes, as another conquest. Now you can see them as positive or not so positive. Many of you are actually neutral beings, so it's like, sometimes it's the best way to go about it. But they wanted to show that they were a dominant species, and they proved it. And yes, their trickster vibrations, they outsmarted a lot of worlds, and you are here to, the less the judgment, more understanding, make things easier. Obviously, they have help. It's not just them. There are other beings that are working behind them, but for the most part, the reptilian is the wall of deception. Well, once again, there are good ones, of course. There's countless. But overall, the reptilian is being used to manipulate reality, as you can see. So the dragons, of course, the dragons have a positive vibration. The dragons have defeated a lot of reptilian energies, but there's still a lot of understanding here. As you can see, your royalty has a lot of reptilian vibrations across your world. That's extremely reptilian. Not one. You notice the snake does not want to leave its ruling anytime soon. It even finds a way of making itself look younger because of the vibrations that are there. So your your royalty here is connected to the Orion energies. One, like you could be a royalty on another planet and rule this one. And that's what's happening here. That's why it's so difficult to release it. And it has like a spider's web. So it's found other ways of controlling society. So throughout the family, it's just to, sit into the earth as doing today. So understanding it, noticing the portals that are connected to it, any version that you're feeling, everyone sees it differently. But this is an alien invasion through the royal families, as you can see. Secret societies cover it up. So healing the secret societies, which is not easy, because you can feel their manipulations and their agendas. Releasing that can also see deeper. And of course, you don't hear about secret societies mentioned publicly very often for obvious reasons, because they do control some of the spiritual groups, because they are a spiritual creation. So of course they're going to control the spiritual groups. They know exactly what they're doing. But as soon as you start to, name the universities, Oxford is a strong one. Harvard is one. Oxford University is one of the stronger universities. Yes, a reptilian vibration. Of course, feel what you feel from these places. Oxford plays, yes, a very ancient role. It does have Knights Templar energy connected to it. It's rewriting the books. It's just making itself home to your society. It's building what it is to be a human, how to be. They've actually learned the psychology, as you know, and you're here to heal that. Seeing the roots of where this all comes from. Interesting enough, a lot of it comes from the dinosaurs also. You say the dinosaurs are used here to manipulate society. The agenda, yes, so who's king here? The dinosaur vibrations to show who's dominant. But a lot of agendas were put into the dinosaur frequencies. Just think of that. Just a dinosaur being just innocently doing its thing, but that does not mean an agenda was not put into its vibration. Some of dinosaurs did kill some of the giants of your past. Obviously, they're not making it clear. You can connect to the timeline that works for you, but a dinosaur frequency, because they were genetically modified, but what else were they modified? They were modified with agendas that's going on today. It's like the root in to make sure the reptilian vibration and reptilian timelines do exist here. It's how big how you look at your millions of years ago or whatever timeline you connect to is a reptilian agenda. It's just an agenda. It doesn't mean this is a reptilian world. It just shows that they kind of are playing off as a more dominant species. That doesn't mean that they are. It's just they're being used to hold humanity hostage. And you were here to unlock it. Not an easy one either. But you see these castles with dragons and everything. There are positive dragons, of course, but still an agenda is there. Healing this spell is the hardest part, especially when society is so pulled into it. The hypnotism is superior to humanity in a lot of ways spiritually. So yeah, it's little by little. It's little by little for humanity to take back its power. Obviously, humanity doesn't feel like they can handle something like this. They don't believe it, but others are. So you're actually reversing a lot of the spells here, as many of you know. But the reptilian agenda is, yes, it's everywhere. There is feline agendas also. There's agendas from all different alien species. It gets complicated. Well, it has a lot to do with the food being consumed here also, animal product being consumed. Because basically, you can be just an energy being. You don't need food, really, when it comes down to it. Obviously, I mean, there's vegan people, there's non-vegan people, but it really comes down to just energy beings. You can be a human in a human body and not have to eat anything. And that's what you're working towards. You can eat a little bit, but it doesn't have to be what it's going to happen today. Obviously, that's why a lot of the vibration is not the easiest thing to do because it's stress here, as you can see. So even the beings that are being here to help you, the animals, obviously, are being consumed here as food so they can't help you. So this is a complicated vibration there. Not the easiest thing to lift the lid on your reality. Not that we're trying to be vegan people or non-vegan people. We're not trying to do that. We're just showing that the world can be less complicated. You don't have to have a consumer of food and consumer of energy. And that's when the higher dimensions open up much easier. The food obviously is lowering energies, and no matter what it is, plant life's helping a little bit at a higher frequency, but there's still complications there. So it doesn't mean everyone has to turn off to be a brethren right now. It's due to the stress of the world, just do what works for you right now. And yeah, it's an energy battle every single day, as you know. Every day there is an energy. Does that mean you have to focus on it? But it's happening all the time. So